Hello everybody, welcome to Gleipnir episode 12 anime review. This episode, pretty much the whole thing was flashback, backstory, whatever you want to call it. It gives more context onto what the hell everything was going on, and I guess our main villain, I guess we'll call him a villain. Honestly, felt kind of bad for him this week. You know, he got run around the hoopers all because those goddamn teenagers don't know how to communicate properly. That's the way I see it. However, stuff's got to be done. You know, he's gone off the deep end a little bit, and I guess the good guys will have to deal with him next week, I presume. But hey, it's nice that everything's sort of coming together now. We got a little bit more context and everything, which is good. Anyway, let's jump into the episode, see how it all went down and everything. Let's do this. I snapped my fingers there. I never do that. Let's do this. So we open up with Elena's team of misfits, I guess. Basically, their purpose is for defeating the person who has 100 coins, which we then find out, or they tell us basically, it's the dude with the spiky hair, whose name is, I wrote it down, give me a second, Kaito. Kaito is his name, we learned that in the flashback. I'll just say it now, his name's Kaito. Then we go to a few months earlier, which is kind of weird. I kind of thought all this would be happening loads of time ago, but no, this is only like a few months later, and I guess Shuichi got memory wiped or something. This dude, whose name I don't think I actually wrote down, which kind of sucks. Oh boy, I didn't. Oh man, that's not good. Anyway, this dude, he basically thinks, man, my girlfriend Aiko's acting weird, and Kaito's all like, it'll be fine, you know, whatever. They were all friends at the cram school. This is also with Shuichi and Elena and Honoka, who we saw, was that last week? I think it was last week. Whenever that was. Her as well as Aiko, and then this other guy whose name, Naoto. Naoto is his name. I remembered it. There, good stuff. They were all friends basically. They had a little mini reunion. Shuichi came with Elena, so I guess they were besties, and definitely not doing the old naked twister. You know, who knows? I certainly do not. Kaito didn't know that Honoka disappeared. That's a thing that happened. Her dad killed someone, and then Honoka disappeared. Not great that. Aiko told Kaito, because everyone else sort of accepted it, Aiko told Kaito, yep, getting that right, forget about Honoka, you know. And he's like, that's weird, that's really weird. But, so he didn't do that, he went searching on his own, he went Sherlock Holmesing for information, ended up at her relative's house. Her relatives were dicks. They didn't want her to come back regardless, which is a bit harsh on poor Honoka. But whatever, I guess. He realizes then that Aiko was twirling her hair like Honoka used to. He was like, that's weird, I'm going to figure out what's going on. He tails Aiko to the old empty backlot, I guess, where the alien is hanging out. The alien, he gets the others to meet him, the other three. So then they all talk to the alien. The alien tells them, implies, basically Aiko is Honoka disguised. She's disguised as Aiko. Well, not in disguise, she's become Aiko despite being Honoka. That makes sense. She became Aiko because, right, I'm going to get this right, because all these new characters have got names. Honoka liked Naoto, but Naoto was going out with Aiko, so she became Aiko to get with Naoto. Alien says keep it a secret because that'd be trouble. He has an arm blade, that's pretty cool, good to know he can do that. But yeah, then Kaito reckons that Honoka killed Aiko and took her place, because what happened to the real Aiko? She's dead, is what they reckon. Naoto, though, says it's fine, nothing needs to change, and the other two agree, which is really weird when you think about it, considering their friend might be dead and his girlfriend isn't actually his girlfriend. Like, Kaito really should have been like, what are you... I mean, he was right to be... I mean, he didn't think about it till later, but there's got to be some reason why they were like that. Again, we figure it out. Well, we figure it out. He figures it out later on and everything. But yeah, I felt a little bit bad for Kaito here. They really should have just said, okay, look, listen, here's what... I know it's hard to talk about, but they probably should have filled him in more, and it could have avoided what is to come. Kaito follows Honoka to where the cram school is. Like a stalker, basically. And they find Aiko's grave. That seems pretty definitive to what happened to Aiko. He asks her to go back to just being Honoka, and she refuses, says that person doesn't exist anymore. And then he gets a rope, and he chokes her out. And she dies. Honoka's dead, because Kaito killed her. However, I guess this is a bit later, Naoto tells Kaito, Aiko wasn't killed by Honoka, Aiko killed herself because she was being bullied, and all that. And it's just, and he's like, oh, why did I kill Honoka then? I think he said it out loud, in which case, you know, the other guy, Naoto, would have been like, what the hell? You know, that's pretty not good. Yeah, Aiko hung herself because she was being bullied, because she kept standing up for the weak, basically. And, you know, the popular kids didn't like that, I guess. So, she didn't deserve to die. No one did. This was the whole big old misunderstanding, basically. And then Honoka became Aiko because she figured more people like Aiko than her. So, like, no one would miss her, but people would miss Aiko, so she became Aiko, so that people wouldn't have to miss. It's really got a... Oh, man. You know, it's got really... That's the ultimate emotion coming out of this episode. Was, oh, man. Can we go back to just people in their underwear fighting and fleshy monstrosities, please? Like, I don't want feels at me. Come on, man. Yeah, Kaito realizes the reason that everyone else wanted to keep acting like normal is because they'd already figured out Aiko had probably killed herself. Which maybe fill the guy in, you know? I mean, if you all figured it and you all knew you figured it right, basically. I felt bad for the guy, you know? He was really left in the dark, and it not made him, you know, no one told him to go do it, but it's the reason he killed her, like, basically. Then he realizes he killed her because he was the only one out of everyone that didn't want Honoka to disappear, didn't want to forget her, didn't want to, like, deny her existence, basically. So he decided to kill her, subconsciously, might I add. I don't think he sat down and had a chat before he did it. It was like, why should I kill her? You know what, I think she's pretty cool. Let's kill her to make sure she dies as herself, sort of. That's the kind of thing I sort of get from it. Could be wrong on that, though. But, yeah, then he takes the coin to the alien. So I wonder what could happen there. Well, we'll get to that now. Out of nowhere, there's a glowing girl that showed up. The other three are discussing this. There's a glowing girl that showed up, and if you don't know the glowing girl's name, she makes you... Thanos snaps you out of existence, basically. So, I guess know the glowing girl's name is the good thing. It's Honoka, right? Because this is the same thing that's like his... I guess his stand, or persona, or whatever. You know, in the end of last week's episode, he killed those people. Basically, that's what it is. It's his transformation, I guess. And then Shuichi said that he'll use a coin, so I guess he's already got a coin. But does he use the coin? Because it's sort of implied that Elena used the coin on Shuichi. I have no idea. I assume we'll get more on that next week, which kind of feels like we've got a lot to go next week, unless they're not going to have a big old final battle, which would be a bit gutting, but I think I'd rather learn some more stuff. Would I? I don't care enough to read the manga anyway. Anyway, that's not relevant. There's still more to go. Present day, right? Claire's investigating the cram school for basically information on Shuichi's past. Kind of need that because it's a lot of stuff at the moment. That's where she was when she rang Shuichi and Shuichi was killing that guy. That's where she was at that time. So that, you know, timeline sync up, I guess. She found a doll of the mascot costume at the cram school, so I guess that's where it came from. I'm gonna guess it has something to do with Elena, like it's hers, or Shuichi gave it her, or she gave it him, something along those lines, which is why he became a mascot, I'm going to assume. Speaking of Elena, Yoshioka calls her again, and is like, we need to talk, and then it ends the episode. So it seems like we got a lot of stuff to go, like, right, we got, presumably, big old final battle, which I'm starting to think might not actually happen. How Shuichi became like he is, and the fallout from, you know, Shuichi said he was going to use the coin. I assume there's a bit more there. What does Yoshioka want from Elena? You know, there's a lot of stuff to wrap up in one episode, so I'm starting to think they're going to leave quite a lot of it untold, which, yeah, I get it, you know. It's not the whole thing, the manga goes on. But it would be nice to have some answers, and I hope we're not left completely in the dark. But yeah, it was kind of a weird episode, because it was so not weird, if that makes sense. Gleipnir has been consistently very odd, and very unique, I guess we'll call it. That's a nice way of putting it. And this episode, I mean, it was a lot more serious, it was a lot more almost somber. It was the backstory episode as to why people were acting like they are. And I quite enjoyed it, you know. The extra context is nice. Yes, it's nice seeing people slime about in slimy, fleshy intestines while not wearing a lot of clothes. But sometimes I just need some goddamn context but to all these actions. I need context to the slimy suited nudity, I guess. But hey ho. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff. For more reviews, that would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care. The final episode of this, might I add. Take care. And bye, guys.